Hello, in this video I'll share with you how I make chunky floating shelves for Alcove units. Also there'll be a little jig as a bonus that I've made to scribe the shelves into the alcoves. I will leave links to all the products I've used in the description down below. Let's get started. First thing you want to do is decide the overall depth of the shelf that you want. Now I'm going for 54mm on this. Now with the MDF being 18mm, it's quite simple to do this. We can just use an 18mm spacer block in between the shelf to give it a bit more rigidity, and also we'll use this as a batten on the wall. Now if you wanted to do say a 3-inch shelf, you'd put a piece of say 2.5 inch on the shelf here, and whatever depth you use here is what you use as the batten going around the alcove. So now we've decided our depth of the actual shelf, we need to know the actual dimensions that we want it. Now I like to cut a little bit extra so I can scribe it into the walls and the alcove as required. Then what you need to do is cut a 45° on the top and the bottom, so that's 2 of these, and then you also need to do the front, which will have a double bevel on it of 45°. Okay, next I just like to use a little bit of glue tape to aid with the glue up, just to make things a little bit easier when you're trying to form it. Slide everything into place. Then we're going to just use some of these 18mm spacer blocks that I've cut up. Now I'm just using Type 2 glue, as I do for most of my glue ups. And then I'm just going to use some 30mm pins just to hold these in place while the glue goes off. Next thing to do is get plenty of glue down these mice joints, and I'll be using one of the rocker brushes just to spread it around. The next is just a case of folding it over carefully. And then what we're going to do is, to make sure that this joint is all kept nice and tight while the glue sets, is again we're just going to put some pins down in the face and from the top on both of these joints just to hold everything nice and tight. So now we'll just go ahead and let that dry for a couple of hours and let the glue set. So now that is all dried up, I like to use this Top Stop from U-Pol. It's a car body filler. Now it's a 2-part. So I just like to use some of this and go over all the miters and the pinholes, and then we'll do that, and then we'll let that dry for about 30-40 minutes. When now the filler's dry, it's just a case of the lovely task of sanding. So I'll go through 120, 150, 180, 240 and 320 Then once that's done, it'll be heading to the spray shop to get painted, ready for final fitting. Alcoves are never really square. I thought I'd share with you this little jig that I'd made up for doing the smaller alcoves. Now of course you can make this any size for the even big ones like the shelves I'm doing currently on this project. Now basically it's just a flat piece of MDF with 2 bits of 2x on either side, and then a piece cut tight to go into that with a slot to allow it to move in and out. Now this has got the same piece here, which will allow you to move forwards and backwards, and you can also tilt it. So then what you can actually do is adjust both sides accordingly to how it fits into your alcove, and then you've got the perfect template to how the angles are, and then you cut your shelf and it'll slide straight in perfect. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below.